I'm going to show you a better way to place a pocket onto a garment. We're going to start out with just using one dot and follow our grain line. We want to do precision sewing because that makes a better looking garment. The tissue paper pattern piece I have here has the lines drawn on 3 sides for the pocket placement. For my sample, I drew the lines a little bigger and made a smidgen larger pocket, but all of this is done the old-fashioned way. They sew the pocket facing, turned down on itself. Granted, the lines are turned to the wrong side so that you do have the edges. When we turn the pocket right side out, we're going to have the fabric turning back on itself, and even though we're going to press this, it adds bulk. You've drawn this square on your garment, and there's going to be no way that you're going to be able to cover up these lines. I'm going to show you just a cool way to add the pocket. All of this is going to be flat because this is the way the industry places a pocket on a garment. Placing our tissue paper pattern back on our fashion fabric, we're going to place one dot. We're going to pick up our tissue, and right where that pin is will be exactly where we're going to place the dot. And that is what we're going to use to place our pocket on the front of our garment. I'm going to show you a new way to prepare your pocket, again, the way the industry does it. The top edge is turned down first, right at the facing line. We're going to stitch the stay stitching line 3/8 of an inch from the outside edge, and we're going to press this to the wrong side. We're going to use a template so that we can press all 3 sections up so we get a nice crisp edge. You want to see that stay stitching line from the wrong side. Nice and crisp. It's very flat up here, and when we go to stitch it, we will not see these little edges that are getting to be turned back up top side. We've placed steam seam on all 3 sides, down, across the bottom, and back up. When we pull the steam seam off, we have the stickiness of a Post-it note, and we can place it right on the front of the garment. When we press it, we don't need pins when we go to sew it, so it's not going to move, it's not going to tilt, but what we have to do is get the pocket on grain. We're going to follow the vertical grain line and the horizontal grain line because we're only working with the one dot. Removing our pin, we have our dot. We're going to place the corner right on the dot. We're going to look at the vertical grain line, and we're going to look at the horizontal grain line. And you want to make sure that all your raw edges are tucked underneath before you permanently fuse the pocket to the garment. And then we're going to stitch it. Now I have put on a blind hem foot. You can also use your edge joining foot, the ice skating foot. And we want to set the presser foot going down. I also like to work in the needle down position. I want to make sure that I'm covering up this little excess fabric here, and I'm going to be sewing at an angle coming up to the top, and I'm going to hand walk one more time. I'm turning. You need to count the number of stitches to the corner. Turning again.
Yeah, I personally don't want to be licked. I draw the line of being licked by a dog. I'm hoping this works.
I took 4 stitches coming in to the corner, Any threads that you have on the surface, pull to the wrong side and tie off. This makes a very professional flat pocket at the top. It's on grain, completely going around the garment.